Hey guys, today I'm finally going to be releasing my Badlion profile, Premiere and OBS settings, and all the Minecraft settings that I can. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so first up are my general Minecraft settings. You can do these on any client. I use 75 FOV. These are my sound levels if anyone wants to copy that for any reason. Same with my chat settings. And here are my in-game controls. Here are my keybinds, which I'm sure some people will want. Left menu, by the way, is the left alt key. That's just how it shows up. And I use tilde for toggling perspective instead of F5. That's the one in the top left, right below the escape key. I use 80 sens on my mouse and 800 DPI in the mouse software. And the rest of this is default, I think. Now for my video settings. I use fancy graphics along with the highest level of smooth lighting possible, since this is what makes the shaders look good. I use 70% base brightness to also help with the shaders look. For the details, this is what I have. Sky toggles this bottom box, so you definitely want to leave that off to see your full custom sky. And then for animations, I have most of them on except for a couple like rain splash, void, firework, and smoke particles. I leave particles on all here as well. I do use dynamic FOV, and then these are my quality settings if people want to copy these for some reason. Here's my performance settings as well. A lot of this is off since I play with shaders. And then here's the other menu at the bottom. Now for my shaders, I currently use an edit of Silder's basic shaders v1.051, and this edit can never be released, but the actual Silder's basic shaders look pretty similar to mine. I'll show you guys the difference. So you can get a pretty identical look by just using those. Now for the texture pack, I usually just use my own 1K pack, Banjee 32X, as well as my own bridge overlay that's an edit of Apple Pie's overlay. And then everything above this is just sky overlays that I've made, as well as my new bed overlay. And as of right now, all of my custom sky overlays are not yet released, but I am going to be releasing them for significant subscriber milestones, the first of which is 15K. So if you guys want me to release some of my custom skies, hit that subscribe button and help me get to 15K. And then when I want to play with Snowfault instead, I simply drag Snowfault and my Snow Skies overlay above all of this stuff and run it like that. And then once I have Snowfault and the Snow Skies overlay on top of everything else, I simply go into the Badlion mod settings and enable Weather Changer with Force Snow, and then you're done setting it up. As part of this video, I'm finally releasing my Badlion profile in my Discord server, so if you just want my exact look, then join the server with the link at the top of the description, but I'll also go over what mods I use individually here. I use animations mod and make almost every animation 1.7 because it looks cleaner, except for sneaking, because then it's smooth sneaking and I think that looks really bad. I use the block overlay mod with this color and this thickness, and that creates the blue line around the block that I'm looking at like this. I use CPS and keystrokes mod and put them in the top corner there. I also use the chat mod for infinite history and anti-spam where it stacks similar messages. My custom crosshair settings are available in my Discord, but it's essentially just a plus with a dot in the middle. I use enchant glint mod with this purple. I have my FPS mod on the left side of my hotbar, and I have my reach display mod at the right side. I used the GUI mod to make my hotbar the perfect size for me. As you can see, without it on, it's a lot smaller, but I personally like this middle ground between what Minecraft itself lets you use. I use item physics mod. I use name tags mod just to make the name tags look a little better. And then I have particles mod enabled, but I don't think I have anything in here checked, so I'm not even really sure why it's there. And then here in the bottom left of the screen, I use ping and TPS mods. I also do use potion status mod with these specific potion effects enabled, but I turned it off to go over all this since it's kind of annoying in the background right there. I enable replay mod so that I can use it if I need it. And then finally time changer mod, which when playing at night I set to 1700 since it puts a very nice angle on where the moon is in the sky. Now for OBS, I record each of my audio sources separately so that I can edit them individually in videos, like just turn off my mic or just turn off my game sounds. And then for recording, I record with a constant bitrate of 50,000, which is a lot lower than a lot of people do, but I like to hoard all my footage, so having a small file size is pretty important. You should make your preset the lowest quality. This doesn't matter that much. I leave my tuning on high quality. I do 2 passes under the multipass mode, but you should be able to do single pass with 0 difference and less performance. Main profile, I leave these unchecked with 1 maximum B frame. And then streaming is the same, except I use single pass instead of 2 passes, and I stream with 7000 CBR. For my replay buffer, I do a replay buffer of 30 seconds, which means when I clip something, it gives me the last 30 seconds of gameplay. 30 seconds is enough to get what I wanted to clip 99% of the time, but you can make this longer if you want. And then under the video tab, I have a 1440 monitor, so I record in 1440, and I usually record in 240 frames per second. Now when I'm editing in Premiere, I make sure that my sequence frame rate is always 60 FPS, so I always start by dragging a 60 FPS clip into the timeline, and it creates a sequence with that frame rate. And then from there, I can use any sort of frame rate I want. And then any clip that is above 60 FPS, I right click on it, I do time interpolation, frame blending, and that's what blends it down to 60. And then if you have a clip that's just 60, you simply leave it as frame sampling. And then for exporting, I do the adaptive high bitrate in H.264. And then for the video settings, I leave it at 60 frame rate and frame sampling because we've already specified which clips we want frame blending on in the timeline itself. I leave all of this default, and then I usually crank the bitrate up to about 85 or 90 so that it's pretty much lossless for my original 50K footage. And then I usually leave it on VBR 1 pass, even though you should use CBR, I just forget to do it. And I leave all of this default and just export it as is. And now in the finished render, you can see that the 60 FPS clip we left on frame sampling has no weird stuff applied to it. It's just flat 60 as it should be. And the clip that was 240 FPS has the frame blending that you're used to seeing in my videos that makes the render really smooth. So that's all of my settings. I'm going to be releasing my first set of sky overlays at 15K subs, and I hope that you enjoyed.